As you can see, there's a little dusting of snow out. We are in northern Ontario, I guess you could say, out at a disgusting nightmare facility, one that you might not think of too much, but it's called a veal and lamb slaughterhouse. So basically a baby killing machine out here just a little bit north of Toronto. So they kill upwards up to 100,000 goats, lambs, and sheep. So I'm a little bit early on the live just because the weather's taken like a really bad turn, but that's not going to prevent us from coming out here and speaking up on what takes place. Thank you, Mel and Steve, for being here. As always, really appreciate you guys. So, guys, we are headed up to a lamb, sheep, and goat slaughterhouse. They also kill 12,000 baby calves every year. They call it a veal. Veal. They're proud of calling it veal slaughterhouse. It only takes you a few moments to look up what veal is. Instead of individualizing the animals, they decide to give them a name, calling them veal. Yeah, it is awful. Hey, Daniel, thank you for being here, guys. Please hit like, hit subscribe, tell your friends, share this out. So, this is a baby killing machine. Veal, lamb, a commitment to excellence. That's what it says. As you can see, there's a truck there. I'm not sure if that's one of them, the slaughterhouse truck, but there's that's the holding area from what I've been told. And so we're going to try to bear witness to the poor. Hey, Angela, thank you for being here. Poor innocent beings that are killed here every year, every day. So we got a sign to represent some of the animals that will be in there. We have Andy here, Activist Supreme. Thank you so much for being out here, Andy.
Thanks everybody for caring. And for those that don't care, I hope you'll care soon.
Thank you, Andy. So, Andy, if you don't mind, how long have you been vegan, Andy?
So 12 and a half years, I guess now. Yeah.
12 and a half years. And what brings you out here today
Well,
amidst the cold?
yeah,
No.
we actually live in this neighborhood and I drive by this terrible place regularly and I cringe every time because veal and lamb, could you pick two more vulnerable earthlings? I don't think. Yeah, you could, but maybe these are definitely two of the top ones, in my opinion, for the most vulnerable, the cutest, the ones who need our help the most. Um, so I live in this neighborhood and I haven't done any protests here yet. So this is my first time doing a protest at this facility. This isn't my wheelhouse. I'm not comfortable doing this. I find it very triggering to know that behind this fence there there's just innocent animals being slaughtered. It's just it boggles my mind that we are still doing this horrible barbaric act in this day and age. We know it's not necessary. We know it's better for our health. It's better for the environment. They should not be exploited. I don't know how to explain it any better than that, but yeah, this is going to be a tough day for me and I'm ready to get uncomfortable. And thanks to David for inviting me. And I guess I should have done this a while back, but I'm ready. I'm ready today, and I want to give my voice to the vulnerable and to the innocent.
Thank you, Andy. And yeah, sometimes it does take a bit of a village to come out to these places. We understand that it can be difficult, hard, triggering. Um, but Andy's wanted to come here for some time, and now he's out here and he's standing up for the animals. And we're encouraging you guys to do the same. These places are an abomination. They should be shut down. These aren't jobs. They're creating more violence, trauma, They're creating more alcoholics, more drug addicts, violent crime rates increase around these communities. And so why would anybody support such a violent industry? This is for optional products, guys. This is just for optional products. Andy's coming out here, being uncomfortable today. And that's what I'm asking you guys to do is please be uncomfortable yourselves. Get out there and speak up for the animals. They need our help. Um, they need our help. So we just there's a worker leaving there. So this is the facility, guys. So this is called Ontario Lamb, I believe, Louise.
Yes, Ontario Lamb.
Ontario Lamb.
Yeah.
Ontario Lamb Association. And obviously we picked a, a kind of a snowy day, but you know what? The animals, they don't get a break, right? So they don't get a chance, right? They don't have a decision in the matter. And so if you guys know anything about veal or lambs, these are the babies. These are little babies being bred into existence. The veal are being stolen from their mothers, so people can sadistically eat their bodies. They call them veal. They don't want to call them the individual who they are, and they are individuals, right? So we use these words, these euphemistic terms, veal, we try to move away, like steak, pork, all these things. We try to move away from individualizing these innocent sentient beings. So that way people can remove themselves from the reality. And the reality is we don't have to shoot mother cows in the face, steal their babies, so you can pretend you're a baby calf and have them executed here so you can also eat their babies. How mental is that? You couldn't think of a more disturbing thing in the world to take place, that you would breed an individual into existence, steal their baby milk, and then execute them afterwards and eat their bodies. That's what people are doing. That's how disgusting this industry is. That needs to be shut down immediately. Guys, if you're vegan, hit 1 in the chat. If you're thinking about change and you've been thinking about some change for a while, hit 2. If you're a total loser, animal abuser, hit 3. Let's see who the audience is. I see a couple 2s. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Shut them down. Exactly, guys. Shut them down. These places don't need to exist. Again, remember, this is for an optional product. This is an optional thing. We do not need to eat animals. We don't need to exploit them. We don't need to use their bodies. We don't need to violate female bodies or male bodies. Again, all for optional products at a place like this, just for jobs, though. And so there's a sign. You can see the snow. Hands are freezing. So at this facility, they kill over 100,000 lambs, sheep, and goats every single year. Every single year they do this. They also kill up to 12,000 calves every single year, if you can imagine that. 12,000 babies that they've stolen from mothers. And you guys have been to the slaughterhouse with me before at St. Helens in Toronto. There's also one in Guelph, Ontario called Cargill. And they steal babies away. They shoot mothers. Sometimes the mothers are still pregnant at the slaughterhouse. But the ones that aren't still pregnant, and they've managed to steal their babies, they bring to a place like this. This is for profits, guys. This has no net benefit to society other than creating more drug addicts, more violent crime rates, PTSD, workplace injuries, all these things. And so it's absolutely freezing out here, but we're going to be out here for a little bit of time, guys. Not too long today, just because we got to worry about our safety. And yeah, guys, if you wouldn't mind hitting like, hitting subscribe, go follow some of the vegans in the chat. They're doing excellent work across the world. This live stream comes from a place where we do something called Project Livestream. It's on Instagram. If you were ever considering going out to one of these places, we can help you get the amount of subscribers you need to go live on YouTube and share with the world what takes place at these disgusting facilities. These places need to be shut down. We're creating psychopaths by having these places open. And you're going to see, to the open-minded people in the chat, you're going to see some of the psychopaths in the chat, some of the people that kill innocent calves, innocent lambs. They've done this themselves. So they're going to say things that are triggering to you, maybe things that you would think only a crazy person would say. They do that as a coping mechanism because they need to justify their violence towards others. And that's what this industry is. It's violent. It's disgusting. You looking at the sign?
The sign, Ontario.
Yeah, the
Innovation excellence.
yeah, innovation excellence. Yeah, it's crazy, right?
What are they innovating? Better way
And
to go.
Bretta, Benji's in the chat. No, I worry about more violent crime rates, people with drug and alcohol addictions created by slaughterhouses. So I think that affects the community as well. So I have every right to be out here expressing my concern for health, the environment, and most importantly, ethics, what takes place to the individuals. Because let's face it, you aren't the one in their position, right? You're not the one, you've never been a victim. Let's be honest, you've never ever been a victim. These guys are. They're being stolen from their mothers because people think they're baby cows. They're being eaten at just 3 months old. It's absolutely insane. Well, you've heard of supply and demand, right? Supply and demand causes places like this. If you stop requesting places like this, if you stop demanding that babies be stolen from their mothers because you want to drink their milk, then these places wouldn't exist. Chris, what's been happening since the beginning of time? So are you saying that we had slaughterhouses since the beginning of time? Are you saying that we artificially inseminated a cow, mother cow, to drink their milk since the beginning of time? Are you saying that we then stole their babies and shot them in the face? Or electrocuted their heads and then chopped at their necks just to eat them? I don't think that's happened since the beginning of time. I think that's absurd. And if you want to go by previous standards, we didn't have clean drinking water for a long time. Sanitation was pretty ridiculous. If you want to go back to those times, that kind of sounds crazy to me that you would want to live in those times. We evolve, do we not? We can evolve. So guys, once again, we are at a baby killing machine slaughterhouse facility where they literally kill babies here. 3 months old, 6 months old. Absolutely insane. Can you imagine being on the kill floor, electrocuting the head of a little innocent calf, and then jabbing them at the neck until they die? That's what happens here. How insane is that? How absolutely insane is that? Executing babies to eat their bodies, stealing mother's milk. We aren't cows, remember? Like, I don't know about you, but why don't you go take a look? Maybe go take a look in the mirror and find out if you are a cow. You can actually look in the mirror and see that you're not.
Okay.
We're not allowed to. It's called mascot. Yeah. So it works for. Are you?
Hello.
Oh, okay.
So I guess that's the owner. I don't know what they're discussing there, but it seems like he doesn't want to be on camera, and it seems like they're having a decent conversation. I wonder what that will lead to. I'll get information soon to see. But yeah, guys, don't support businesses like this. Be kind, be empathetic. Go back to what you were taught as a child, not to eat children. I mean, you're eating children basically, right? Think about that. Think about what that does to society. People working in those places, shooting animals in the face. I worked in slaughterhouses, guys. I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I thought, you know, I'd follow the family trend, and my entire family worked in these places. So I got a government job, and I had no idea what to expect, but I went into these places, and yeah, I saw unbelievably, like, things that don't leave me. That's why I'm out here today. I mean, why else would I be out here freezing my ass off? Um, I can't even feel my toes or my hands. I'm out here today as a whistleblower to tell you exactly what takes place in this industry. Our friend Zoe Rosenberg is being put in jail for rescuing 4 chickens. 4 sick and dying chickens living miserable lives. She was convicted she was sentenced yesterday to jail time and probation. So she's sentenced to 30 days in jail, 60 days outside of jail, and 2 years probation for rescuing chickens. Purdue deemed the chickens worth no more than $24, spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to try to silence people like Zoe, trying to silence people like myself or other people like Mel and Steve and so many others in the chat that are speaking out against the atrocities that take place in these disgusting fucking nightmare facilities. And so if Purdue thinks that we're just going to sit back and be quiet and allow you to put a 23-year-old woman who's diabetic away into prison, into jail, they've got another thing coming. If you're in the US, boycott Trader Joe's. If you're a vegan, do not go to that place. There's even hotlines that you can call to tell them to demand taking Purdue out of their stores. This disgusting company is trying to make an example out of a young woman who owns a sanctuary, by the way, who's loved animals since a young age. They want to throw her into prison. Can you imagine that? All for simply showing the truth, all for simply rescuing 4 chickens that were deemed worth less than $24. Criminals, actual criminals, don't even serve jail time sometimes. And that's what places like this and other places are trying to hide. You can hear the lambs. I don't know if you can hear that, but you can hear them. So they're about to be electrocuted. They're gonna have their heads chopped off so someone can eat their fucking leg. What a fucking weird world we live in. If hell existed, this would be it. Right here would be ground zero for hell. You have lambs, baby lambs. You have baby cows being executed here, and it's glorified violence here in Ontario. And you can see right here, this is the victim. Right here, this is the victim. Why choose violence, guys? Why choose violence? Guys, if you're vegan, please hit 1. If you're someone who's considering change for this individual here, hit 2. And if you're a total loser, animal abuser, like many of the trolls in the chat are here, you can hit 3. or whatever other number you want.
Or on the pad, there should be one that says "shove it up your ass." You can hit that number.
Yeah, you can also shove it up your ass, animal loser abusers as well. And also, guys, just as a reminder to you, I'm going to give you an exclusive offer, and Andy's going to be my witness here. If you still think you're a baby cow, what I can do today is you give me your information. I will send you a bottle with some soy milk or oat milk, whatever you want. I will also send you a sucky, a dummy, a pacifier. We will send that to you today, also with a blankie. And guys, once again, this only happens once a year. I'm going to offer a bonnet as well.
Very generous.
And we will bring to you the baby bottle because you think you're still a baby cow. Also, you know what? Maybe I'll come in person and I'll burp you as well if that's who you think. Yeah.
Now, act now. This offer doesn't come every day, guys.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to act now.
Yeah, I'm feeling generous because it's the holiday spirit time, you know. We're gonna back out of the way here.
Yeah.
People come pretty quick. Yeah. So we're here fighting for this individual here, guys. Don't be the reason someone is stolen from their mother all because you want a little bit of their milk in your Java.
Can I tell you what that guy in the
Yeah, we're gonna turn this down because the mic picks it up better.
Okay.
Better way. Let's see. You're gonna grab it, and I'll hold the sign.
whatever you
Yeah.
whatever you want.
Or sorry, we'll turn it around here. You point that at me,
Okay.
and I'll hold the sign, and you tell the story.
So the pickup truck that was pulling out of this facility was the owner of this place, and he didn't want to be on camera. So when he saw David approaching with the camera, he went really quiet. He's actually a very nice man on the surface. He seems like a regular kind of guy. He just operates a slaughterhouse that kills innocent beings. But what he said to us is that there was an unwritten agreement with the animal rights people community saying that we would not protest out in front of this facility, and he would give us a token lamb whenever he felt like it or whenever we asked for it, but that wasn't the case. So he said we were in breach of the unwritten contract, so he wasn't willing to give us a lamb for that token gift, which I really don't think it means much other than it actually adds fuel to the fire for us because now he called it mascotting. It wasn't allowed. I guess in their little circle of slaughterhouses, if they give you a token animal, it's called mascotting. And that now gives animal rights people a chance to put a name to this animal, to give it a personality, which they all have. And that's why I think they poo-poo that freaking idea because they know it actually helps us. So yeah, that was an interesting conversation. He seemed like a decent guy, and what I think we all really have to recognize is that most people want to do the right thing. We're just stuck in this horrible, vicious cycle where we've been indoctrinated into this industry of abuse and cruelty and exploitation when we don't have to do it anymore. So, um, I think more and more people are becoming aware of it. They're actually making change. He gave up a really interesting piece of information that wasn't even solicited from us. He said, if it makes us feel any better, business is slow. So that's great. And that's exactly what we need to do. We need to slow down the consumption. And then places like this can transition. They can easily make this facility into a mushroom farm. They can easily make it into like a vertical farming facility. There's so many options, and more farmers and places like this are choosing to do that. So I hope I'm going to hand this back to David. I hope this helps some of you make that connection with your food systems. All right. There you go, buddy.
Great, Andy. Thank you so much, Andy. That was really telling, isn't it? That you know, he was willing to have a conversation and talk about the industry the way it is. And that's the thing. We find out these things every time we come out here, guys. That's why it's so important to come out and show the world what's happening. I mean, even a guy like him seemed like a decent guy, but then he got down to the surface and said business was slow. So if we know that, we can put pressure on these places and hopefully get them to think about transitioning. And like Rowdy Girl Sanctuary is a prime example. Ex-cattle rancher, guys. She's an ex-cattle rancher, and she changed in Texas. Out of all states, you know, she managed to change. Myself, ex-slaughterhouse inspector, I managed to change. You know, there's hunters, Toby Hunter, for example. His name is Hunter. Like, that guy has changed, and now he's an advocate, uncaged, if you go follow him on Instagram. So change is inevitable, and we're just trying to push it much faster, because at the end of the day, right now, at this disgusting hellhole nightmare facility, they are taking the lives of these innocent beings. 100,000 a year at this facility alone, lambs, goats, and sheep, along with 12,000 babies, like you see right here, represented right in front of you. And if you've been around these animals, if you've been around these sentient beings before, you would know that they're so cute, they're so kind, they're like little puppies. I played soccer literally with one of the cows that we may or may not have rescued. So guys, it's very easy to change. That's what I'm getting at, you know, and there's a reason why there are so many of us speaking across the world. Again, if you're an animal rights activist and you want to make an impact, it's at Project Livestream on Instagram. We'll get you the 50 subs that you need to go on YouTube, and you can get out and start streaming yourselves. We know that YouTube is valuing these vertical live streams. This is the time. This is the moment. This is a once in a lifetime kind of thing where we can really take over the live stream format. Just like TikTok in the early days, the early adopters went in. They were the ones who are still there. Still the ones that dominate that space. And we can do that ourselves on YouTube. And we see it every day. We see it every day. So we are in Ontario, just south of Barrie, at a slaughter facility where they kill baby animals. You can hear the lambs in the background. It's such a sad. It's hard to explain. You know, you have the motivation to get out here, but once you come here and you smell it and you start to think about it, how unnecessary it is, and that there's literally victims across the fence that you cannot save, that there's nothing you can do about it but put a camera up to this facility. You know, these places do not need to exist. It's supply and demand. So why would you want to sponsor this? You see the guy's got his apron. Maybe he works on the kill floor. They're killing innocent animals here, guys. They're killing them. They're taking their lives prematurely. I think that's the owner there going in. And this is all for what? Profits, money, for little yum-yums? Like, no. I just don't accept that this is the narrative, that this is going to be continuing on anymore. Maybe at one point people thought they had to eat animals, but now I think people are learning that they don't. This isn't a mandatory thing. In fact, you'll see probably health benefits if you move away from eating animals. There's a reason why they say to lower your intake of animal flesh. And in fact, when I was an inspector, I used to test the animal flesh. I used to bring flesh to a lab, and they would test for things like E. coli, salmonella, campylobacter, uh, all these pathogens. And the reason why they're so full of pathogens is because they live in their feces. They're forced to live in their shit. Can you imagine if you were forced to live in a closet in your shit and your urine day in, day out, having to do that, well, of course there's going to be pathogens. Of course that's going to happen. And so why would you do that to an individual, first of all? And then in order to kill the pathogens, they spray chemicals on them. They put them in a chlorine bath, and they tell you to cook their flesh so you can somehow ingest that. And it's violence. You're also ingesting the violence. The fact that it's such a violent industry, you're ingesting this, guys. Think about that for a second. Please hit like, hit subscribe, tell all your friends. We have some amazing activists out here sharing the truth about what takes place in this disgusting industry. We can move away from it, like we said. If you guys are unsure, if you want to know a little bit more, in my description, there's something called the 3-minute movie challenge. Go watch it, take a look. There's going to be resources there. Something like Challenge 22 will help you move away from eating animal products. They'll put you in a WhatsApp group. They'll help you shift and transition. They'll give you meal ideas. They'll even give you a free dietitian, which, where would you ever get a free dietitian? Never get that here. Support if you're worried about any health concerns or whatever. I would much rather speak to a dietitian than, say, a doctor, because dietitians really know. And I mean, I'm not saying don't talk to your doctor, but I'm saying as far as nutrition is concerned, I would definitely be reaching out to a dietitian. They study this kind of thing. So guys, let me know where you are from in the world. Tell me where you're from. And let me know, like, what inspired you to change? What is inspiring you to change as well? So this Victy, yeah, I saw you yesterday. Victy, I'm gonna ban you for forever. So because you're nothing but a troll. There we go. Oh, that feels better, doesn't it, guys? Getting rid of the troll of the hour. Somebody who's very much guaranteed, probably even worked in a place like this, probably kicks his dog at home. You know, that kind of sort of a person. We don't need that guy around in the chat, do we? Once again, guys, I'm trying to get this live up to 100 likes. So if you don't mind hitting subscribe, turning on the bell notification, I'm going to be live again, possibly sooner than later, maybe at a different facility. And just down the road, guys, if you weren't aware, there's also another place that takes the lives of 2.5 million ducklings every single year. 2.5 million, which is absolutely absurd. So what they've deemed these ducks for is things like foie gras. What they do is they shove a metal pipe down the throat of these ducks so they can fatten up their liver. And so people eat that on a menu. Imagine how barbaric that must be to the individual. Imagine having a pipe shoved down your throat to fatten up your liver so someone can eat you. How barbaric. How far does one have to go to even comprehend thinking about these things? And let alone creating an industry out of it. How barbaric, how disgusting, how lunatic. I mean, like, absolutely insane that this kind of thing happens. They literally shove pipes down ducks' throats to fatten up their liver. Isn't that insane, guys? So, guys, I'm at a place called Ontario Lamb. They also take the lives of 12,000 baby calves every single year. The calves are stolen, literally stolen from the mother cows, because people think they're, look at this guy. This is how triggered people are. This white king, look at how triggered he is. Been on multiple live streams over the past few days, calling people Jews, calling people clowns, telling people to shut the fuck up. Imagine how demented somebody has to be yeah, white knight, come on over. I'm not afraid. White king, sorry. imagine how triggered you have to be to think these things. You had a fatty duck liver, now you're trying to make me fall in love. I'm so confused. Um, this is why, honestly, guys, sometimes I don't even check the chat because there's just so much freaking nonsense. People like it's a massive cope in the chat, honestly, sometimes. And although I do appreciate the vegans being here, vegan anthem, um, um, random pipe layer. Why don't you come on and debate? Um, come on and debate or have a discussion in the Discord. By the way, guys, here I have a couple Discords in the link. Soy feeds available. There's also the English Hub. We have vegans in there to chat with you straight away. Can you imagine they're executing innocent babies here right now? Babies. Actually, in fact, I would say most animals that are killed for human greed and yum yums are babies. They're all babies, quite literally babies. Chickens are like 42 days old. Lambs and veals are less than like 3 months. I mean, crazy, absolutely crazy. Yeah, thanks for the likes, guys. Keep it going. Again, tell me where you're from. Let me know where you're from. Are you going for a warm up?
I was gonna ask you if you wanted to.
Yeah. So I'm gonna bring Andy in here, guys. Andy's bearing witness just out here.
So David was talking about transitioning, and most of us were not born vegan or plant-based, so we were indoctrinated into this system, and I was one of those people. And about 15 years ago, maybe more, I saw a food documentary called Food Inc. And I saw what happens in animal agriculture, factory farming, and I said, I'm not supporting factory farming, but I still need to eat animal products to survive, is what I thought. So, living on a rural property, I had that advantage of raising our own chickens. So I would I would hatch baby chicks, would raise them with loving care. I truly loved them. They were very cute, and I loved having them around in the garden, pecking around. And then I would cut their throats. I would cut their throats. I would feel their blood running down my hand, and I would cry because it didn't feel good. Have you ever killed an animal? Have you ever killed an animal with your own hands? It's not nice. I don't recommend it, but I thought it was necessary, so I did it. And for 5 years, I did this horrible, horrible thing. And during those 5 years, I learned that we didn't have to do this any longer. So my wife and I decided that's it. We're going to go plant based. We're going to go vegan. And it was crazy. We said we would never go vegan because we thought those people are going to kill themselves. They're not going to have the right nutrition. We were absolutely wrong, misinformed. Um, and we changed. And it's been over 12 years now that we haven't had any animal products. I highly recommend it. We need it. So I've been on both sides of this issue. I've actually killed animals that I didn't want to kill because that's what I thought I needed to do. So we can all transition. I've done it. David's done it. We don't need to support this industry anymore. We can help everyone stop choosing animal products and things will change. That's the only way we can move forward. Stop supporting them.
Wow, that's so powerful, Andy. Thank you. I didn't know. Thank you for
Yeah,
sharing.
peace, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's everyone has these stories. Like David has his backstory, which is a crazy story as well. And here we are standing in the freezing cold together, side by side, giving our voice to incidents because we know there's a better way. And we've been on both sides of this issue, so you can't tell us that we don't know better.
Yeah.
We know better
Yeah.
firsthand.
Small farmer, ex-slaughterhouse inspector. Like I said, we have hunters, we have ex-cattle ranchers. We have all the things, guys. We can change. It's very easy. All we have to do really is just drop our ego. Once our ego's dropped and we realize that we can look into these things, go to challenge22.com. You'll get all the meal recipes that you need, any ideas that you need to support you. And also always keep in mind that there are innocent animals at stake here. Yes.
My audio seems to be off.
Off?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, just 1 second. Oh,
A joke behind you guys.
let's move up. Sorry, guys, just a moment here. I'm gonna pass you to Andy for a second.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you all the dirty secrets that David doesn't want me to tell you. Anyways, we are really hoping for everyone's connection with their food. Think about what you're buying when you're going to the grocery store. Go to the produce aisle. Don't go to the animal aisle because you're going to only find cruelty, unsustainable practices happening in there. There's no way this planet can sustain 8 to 10 billion people supporting the animal agriculture industry. It's too much of a burden on the planet. So have to help us. We ask you for your help. Just stop supporting that animal agriculture. Choose something different. Try different plant-based products. Yes, some of them are processed. There's also animal-based products that are processed, and we eat them, and we're fine. So just eat the plant-based products. If they're slightly processed, eat a little less of them. Eat whole foods is the best, but there's still some pleasure to be had in a dirty vegan cheeseburger. So have it, enjoy it, and then we're on our way to a more sustainable, cruelty-free lifestyle and world in general. David's putting me on the spot. He doesn't want to work anymore. He's a lazy guy, but that's okay. We love him anyways. There's some other activists out here that should also get recognition. Here's
Yeah, guys.
the queen, Jenny McQueen,
Go share.
getting some tips from the master. And here we have Jenny's better half. Maybe he's not better, but he's the other half anyway. Peter McQueen is also here, and Louise Jorgensen. And we're all freezing in the freezing cold, trying to give our voice to the voiceless, doing what we can to help the vulnerable. Business is slow from what we hear at this slaughterhouse, which is a good sign. So that means more people are choosing plant-based. They are not supporting as much as they have in the past. So business is slow here, which is great. This is exactly what we're asking for: is that you start reducing your consumption of animal products and maybe stop entirely. That would be great. So we really appreciate it. If you're a vegan and you're an animal rights activist, we would really appreciate your support in any city, whatever. Find an AR group in your city and help them out. We can definitely use the support. We've got a very small portion of people who are actually active that should be active. So we need more people like him.
Yeah, and guys, it's easy. If somebody like myself can get out here and do this, you definitely can. I'm not the greatest eloquent speaker. I'm not the greatest whatever. Sometimes I'm a little off of my words, but it's just easy is what I'm getting at. You can get out here, speak up for the innocent animals that are about to be executed. Show these places for what they are. We can very easily move away once again. You see, there's animal rights activists in the chat right now. These guys and sorry, all the women and the men and everyone else standing up for the animals are doing such incredible work. Fuck, I don't know what I just stepped in. Such incredible work for the animals. Um, you don't have to be a part of this system anymore. And I'm witness. You just witnessed Andy. He's taken lives. Andy's taken lives, and he said he would cry when he was doing that, which is um the right emotion to have. I mean, if he thought he had to, he was doing it for sustenance or something like that. He thought he had to. Well, you don't have to, right? So he learned that we didn't have to. He chose a different path. You can very easily do the same thing too. Um, it is absolutely freezing out here. And, holy shit, windy. We have vehicles coming by, but you know, every time I think about how I feel, I can't imagine what they're going through. The innocent animals. That's okay. They taste good though. Flex your freedoms. Why don't you go on our Discord and have a discussion about it? Flex your freedoms. You seem to come on here every once in a while and think or say something. So, mother cows do not taste delicious. You're just addicted to uh your yum yums. What you've been indoctrinated. Actually, if you go outside of a like a fucking steakhouse after you go vegan, all you smell is rotten corpse. That's all you smell. You smell death. It's disgusting. I can't ever imagine eating flesh again. That would be the nightmare. And so if this industry is so transparent, guys, why do you think they have gates? Why do you think they cover things up? Why do you think they don't let us show the truth? Why don't they just let us walk into one of these places and share with the world what happens? Flex your freedoms. Well, you're a bit of a you would eat humans if necessary. Well, is it necessary? Flex your freedoms? Is it necessary? That you brought up the right question. There we go. There we go. Flex your freedoms. You bring up the right question. Is it necessary? Jenny McQueen, 30 plus years vegan. Andy, 12 plus years, myself plus years, Louise, 20 plus years, Peter, 35 years vegan. So no, it's not necessary. So how do you justify taking the life of an innocent sentient being for something as trivial as pleasure? Flex your freedoms or whatever the fuck your name is. How do you justify taking someone's life for yum yums? How do you justify that? Let's hear it. How do you justify it? I would eat humans if it was necessary. Well, we're talking about optional products here, dude. Optional, optional creating more drug addicts, optional creating more alcoholics, optional creating more violent crime surrounding these communities, optional using migrants, minorities, immigrants, refugees. These are options you can do, creating those people to have trauma, workplace injuries, contract pathogens. These are options for you to do. You can choose to continue to support an industry that has more violent crime rates, has PTSD, has drug and alcohol addiction, or you can choose not to be violent towards animals, um, and create a world that's violent. I'm a firm believer as long as we're consuming violence, as long as we have slaughterhouses, we're gonna have battlefields, and it's been said multiple times. So flex your freedom. Let's hear it. Where'd you go? Do you run away? You run away? Holy fuck! I can't even talk. It's fucking freezing out here. Yeah, it looks like you ran away. So these are for optional products, guys. So it's not necessary to eat animals. It's not necessary to be a monster to animals. You wouldn't be a monster to your dog, would you? You wouldn't eat your dog. You wouldn't set them on fire, would you? Well, do you know what a gas chamber is? You know that I'm gonna guess, this is my guess, is that most animals will be sent into a gas chamber before they're executed. If you don't know what that's like, or the comparison to that is like, um, maybe you can think back in history where we might have had death trucks, or we might have had things like gas chambers. Is there something that comes to mind when I say gas chambers? Let's hear it. Also, guys, if you're vegan, let me know. Tell us about what made you go vegan. Was there a documentary? Was there someone that influenced you? There are papers on debunking plant sentience, and if you actually cared about the plants, tell me when your carrot rights uh, activist event is happening. Are you fighting for the bigger carrots, the smaller carrots? Which carrots are you fighting for? I would like to attend your event. but also, ironically, the animals you eat more plants. So by virtue, if you care about plants so much, you would live vegan, right? By virtue. That would make the most sense, right? Because if you're worried about numbers of plants, you would just not eat animals that eat more plants. They breed 92 billion land animals into existence every year. They feed soy to fish. They also feed bones to fish, if you didn't know. And so, by virtue, if you care about the plants, then you got to live vegan. I'm steel manning the argument for you here. So your argument should win you over, should it not? Or are you just logically inconsistent, or are you just very stupid? Or are you just lying? So there's all those ors. Guys, hit 1 in the chat if you're vegan, hit 2 in the chat if you're someone who's considering moving away from unaliving innocent sentient beings for some trivial pleasure. Hit 2. If you are a total loser, animal abuser, hit 3. So I'd imagine that truck goes to the duck facility where they kill 2.5 million ducks every year. They raise them there. Oh my God, the smell. Holy, now I smell it. So that truck likely is a rendering truck. Whoa, take it easy. Here we go. Guy just freaking did not stop. I'm trying to move out of the way and he freaking pushed his car at me.
You see how much of a hurry he was in.
Yeah, like,
Sitting in his fucking van.
wow. So guys, always when you're out at these places, please be careful. Keep your head on a swivel and just know that people get a little bit triggered out here sometimes. So they want to intimidate you a little bit like this guy just did right now. I'm on a sidewalk. I'm legally allowed to be here.
Here we go.
Seem to be in a hurry, yeah? I was moving out of the way, bro. Are you legally allowed to run somebody over? I'm allowed to be here. Call the police if you don't like it, but you don't threaten me with your vehicle. You don't threaten me with your vehicle. No, don't fuck off. I'm not going anywhere. To intimidate me? Screw you, man.
Come here and talk to us. Come here and talk to us. Come here and talk to us. You're so brave with your van. Why don't you talk to us without your van? Come on. Come on. Come on. I'm a little man. Come and take care of me. Come and take care of me. Come on. What are you going? You and your van are so tough. Without your van, you're not that tough. Come here. I have an idea. I have a lot of ideas.
Wow. Well, he did. He drove right at me. Wouldn't give me a chance to like walk a little bit out of the way. And then he parked there for like 5 minutes. I mean, so you park there for 5 minutes, or not 5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. If you're in such a hurry, I mean, like, wouldn't you just get out of your van and run? Like, no, he's got his music blaring in there. He threatens me with his vehicle. Like, how shameful is that? Like, what is your problem, man? He saw me from look at how far the road is. Yeah, look how far the road is.
Used his van as a weapon,
Yeah.
and we know how that ended up for Regan.
Shameful. So guys, once again, I'm just saying when you come out to these places, be extra careful. People are triggered. We've had an activist killed. Our friend Regan was killed simply for holding a sign. Simply for holding a sign. And people just lose their minds because deep down inside, I'm certain. Yeah. And so I'm certain it's just because of cognitive dissonance.
Oh, hi. Oh, we've got Alicia on there.
Damn.
Hear the accent?
Yeah. Insane. Absolutely insane.
Thank you. Thank you. Wait, watches this now and in the future. Check out this teaspoon. Alicia.
I'm retired, Michael. Thanks. Not crying, showing the truth, and I don't think anybody should be allowed to use a vehicle to threaten somebody. But if that's the world you want to live in, hopefully you don't live in a world that values freedom of expression. Because then, if you do, then what are you doing here? And then also go move to that community that doesn't value freedom of expression. Nah, I don't have a gun. I don't need a gun. Yeah, everything is on video. It's right here. I'm in Canada, bro, and I'm legally allowed to be right here. This is absolutely within my fundamental freedoms of expression. Maybe you should learn about Canadian law before you throw your Fourth Amendment at me. Try what? What am I trying in California? I'm in Canada. Yeah, you can definitely hear the lambs. I'm retired. Why would I get a job? That like people say, go get a job. It's like I'm retired. So if I'm retired, why would I get a job? That just like really doesn't make sense. I moved to the side. This guy drove up very fast, and then he attempted to try to harass me with his vehicle, which is insane. Absolutely insane. Yes, thank you, Daniel. Double tap on the screen. Hit like, guys. Hit subscribe. Tell your friends. These places are violent, and you just saw that. Creates violent. It creates violent. I was just actually just saying this. It creates violent people. Yes. Creates violent people. Creates violent working conditions. It's a disgusting place, right? They kill baby animals. Think about it. It doesn't. It's not a far stretch to say that people become violent when they work in these places, or they're okay with that, or the community surrounding that. There's data to show that as well. And so again, why support that? Why do we need to have a place like that? Sorry, what? Are we calling it? We can call it. I don't mind. Yeah.
Warming up.
Yeah, we can call it. I don't mind. You want to call it?
It's warming up.
Yeah, Jenny's calling it. So I'll call it in a couple minutes. Yeah. 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 So guys, if you have any questions to me, please hit like. I'm going to be calling it very shortly. Give me any questions that you might have. It's freezing out here, and we can't keep everybody out here too long because I feel bad. So once again, this is a place that kills calves. After they steal the babies from their mothers, they kill over 100,000 lambs, goats, and sheep. You can hear the lambs in the background. It's hard to hear, probably pick up on camera. Poor innocent beings. They kill babies, right? Yeah, I got his license plate. I'll probably contact the authorities, but I've contacted the authorities before, and they don't do anything. Like last time, a guy used his vehicle as a weapon at St. Helens, and you can see that back in one of my streams. He they didn't call me till 3 hours later. They just don't care. Like, that's the thing. But compiling evidence is good. It shows a pattern of violence, and these are things that you can present to courts, to justice, to your MPs or your politicians, your whoever they are, whatever they are in your places, your town, your cities. Always have the camera on. I suggest a body cam as well. Always have people around you, and you can report these things. These things are important to keep a record of. It shows again how violent this industry is, and that how quickly it needs to be shut down. Definitely don't need to have these places around anymore. It's barbaric. You're electrocuting the heads of innocent baby animals, and then you're chopping them up and eating them for yum yums, for unnecessary products. So again, we can move away from it. Stop creating violent industries, guys. PTSD, drug, alcohol addiction, it runs rampant. They use minorities, immigrants, refugees. They even traffic children in these places. They traffic children to work in these places, if you can imagine that. So again, guys, if you're interested to join us and get involved and active with Project Livestream, go to It's at Project Livestream on Instagram. We will definitely get you the 50 subscribers needed to join, to get going live. And you can also, do your own thing, go live anytime you want. We're encouraging people that already are on the Project Livestream as well to go live often, so the algorithm recommends you. It starts supporting you. It gets a feel for you doing that, and it'll push you out to more of an audience. And yeah, I think that's it, guys. Thank you so much for being here today. It's freezing, and we're gonna go take a break now. And stay tuned. Turn on the bell notification. I'm gonna be live again soon. I won't let you know when, but it might be coming up. Thank you, guys. Much love.